You meet a stranger today, maybe on the street, maybe in a meeting room, maybe on a screen, in the half-second before you swipe left or right. Before they say a single word, your brain has already made a decision about them. You feel it happen. A flicker of warmth or a flicker of doubt. It happens faster than thought. But the real answer behind that flicker is far stranger than a gut feeling. Your brain isn't guessing. It's running a program older than language, older than cities, older than almost everything you'd call human civilization. In 2005, a Princeton psychologist named Alexander Todorov ran a simple experiment. He showed people photographs of political candidates for exactly 1/10 of a second. Not enough time to read an expression, not enough time to notice a smile, and yet, from that sliver of a glance, participants could reliably guess who would win the election. Their brains had already decided who looked competent, who looked trustworthy, all in less time than it takes to blink. How does a brain make a decision that fast? The answer starts on a savanna, in small bands of humans who rarely encountered anyone they didn't already know. For most of human history, you lived your entire life around the same 50 to 150 people. A stranger was rare, and rare meant dangerous, because a stranger could mean a rival group scouting your territory or disease you had no immunity to. So your ancestors' brains built a shortcut, a fast, rough, first-pass judgment system built to answer one question before any other: friend or threat. There was no time for careful analysis. Hesitation could get you killed. That shortcut didn't go away. It's still running, right now, in you. Psychologist Susan Fiske spent decades studying exactly what your brain checks for in that first instant. Her research found your brain asks two questions, almost simultaneously. First, can I trust this person? Second, can they act on their intentions? Fiske called these dimensions warmth and competence. Warmth first, not intelligence, not status. Your ancient brain isn't asking, is this person impressive? It's asking, is this person safe? It gets stranger. In the late 1980s, researchers Nalini Ambady and Robert Rosenthal showed participants silent video clips of teachers. Just 2 seconds. No sound, no context. From that alone, participants rated the teachers on warmth and competence. Then the researchers compared those snap judgments to real end-of-semester student evaluations. The 2-second strangers and the full-semester students agreed. A 2-second glance predicted a 15-week experience. Ambady called this thin slicing. Your brain doesn't need the full story. It was built to extract the pattern and act immediately. Here's the part that should unsettle you. That judgment isn't really about the stranger in front of you. It's the same machinery your ancestors used to scan an unfamiliar face at the edge of camp and decide instantly whether to reach for a weapon or offer food. You inherited that machinery, unedited, running quietly under everything you now call intuition, which raises an uncomfortable question. If this system was built for a world where you met a handful of new people in an entire lifetime, what happens when you meet dozens of strangers before lunch? Because that's exactly what's happened. You scroll past hundreds of faces a week. You interview candidates, swipe through profiles, judge a cashier, a landlord, all in fractions of a second, using a system built for total encounters numbering in the low hundreds across an entire life. The volume exploded. The hardware never upgraded. This is why first impressions feel so certain, even when they're wrong. The feeling of certainty isn't evidence. It's speed. Your brain isn't telling you, I have gathered sufficient data. It's telling you, I have made this call for 10,000 generations, and I'm not slowing down now. Consider the job interview. Hiring managers often know whether they'll hire someone within the first few minutes, then spend the rest of the interview unconsciously confirming that first verdict. Consider the dating app. A face appears for less time than it takes to read this sentence. You are not weighing compatibility. You are running the oldest software you own. Here's the twist worth sitting with. This system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. The problem isn't that your brain judges strangers instantly. The problem is that the world stopped matching the conditions that judgment was built for. You now meet more strangers in a single day than your ancestors met in a lifetime, and your oldest instincts were never built for volume like that. Knowing this doesn't erase the instinct. You will still feel that flicker the next time you meet someone new, but you can hold it a little more loosely now. You can recognize it for what it actually is. Not truth, just an ancient alarm system, doing its ancient job in a world it was never designed for. You meet a stranger today, maybe on the street, maybe in a meeting room, maybe on a screen, in the half-second before you swipe left or right. And in that instant, it won't feel like history speaking. It will feel like truth. But what you're really feeling is 40,000 years of survival, compressed into 1/10 of a second, asking the only question it has ever known how to ask. Is this one safe or not? The stranger in front of you has changed completely. The question your brain is asking hasn't changed at all.